Ravioli, ravioli, give me the formula.
Hello. I hope you're all doing well. And if not, I at least hope that your night improves. Thank you for the resub, by the way, Adam, and thank you for the message. Alrighty, so I decided that I wanted to just kind of do a tarot stream tonight, because it's what, like, been close to a month, I think, since the last time I did one. And the cards have been calling to me a lot lately. So yeah. So tonight you get to watch me struggle to shuffle cards and pick up cards with nails. on. So, I haven't worn fake nails many times in my life, but lately I've decided, like, I've had the, like, just kind of, like, desire to get some of them, just kind of as a way of treating myself and helping me just kind of feel pretty and nice. And I decided to get a pair. And put them on. And I literally just put them on like half an hour ago. I finished putting them on half an hour ago. So it's taking some getting used to. And I don't know yet how shuffling cards is going to go, but we're gonna just give it a try and hopefully not fucking pop a nail off. So, woo. Alrighty, and the decks we're going to be using tonight are the Terror of the Divine, the Embroidered Graveyard Oracle, which has been calling to me a lot anyway, and then to go along with it, we're going to be using the Fablemaker's deck of many things, because, well, I want to. This deck's been calling to me a bit too as well, and I like using this one with this one because they have the same artist. This artist is the one who created this deck. Yoshitani. So the art styles match very well. They're just very pretty together. I like using them together, and I can't wait until Yoshitani actually releases their own Oracle deck sometime next year, I believe, is when it's scheduled for. So sometime early mid next year, we're supposed to be getting the Oracle deck from them. So I'm so looking forward to it. And so fucking excited for it. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's gonna be so fucking beautiful because they've already like shown some of the like art for the Oracle deck that they're working on, and it's just gonna be so fucking pretty. It's just gonna be so fucking pretty. Alright, let me take a drink of soda here really quick. Alright. I know. I'm already struggling. Woo! I am not used to wearing fake nails. Alrighty. What message do you have for us? Alright. There we go. We have 3 cards here. We have the Hanged Man reverse, the 7 of Coins reversed, and the 5 of Wands. Which is telling me, to kind of start to get moving forward with things again, okay? To get moving forward with things again, and to get that momentum going again, first check in with yourself, rather, to make sure that you're putting that energy and that time and those resources somewhere where it'll be best used in the moment, okay? Like, if there is something that you need to be doing to just kind of, if there's something you need to be focusing on that you know you need to be focusing on, put your energy there instead, okay? Whether that be, like, some task or something that you're putting off, or just kind of, like, wasting your energy in something that you feel isn't going to, like, pay off anyway. Like, if you're feeling like that and you're feeling like you're just kind of, like, struggling to just kind of, like, establish yourself there, make sure that, like, one, you're not getting in your own way and just telling yourself that anxieties, or, like, telling yourself that, okay? Because more often than not, that's just us being, like, super fucking harsh and critical of ourselves and just feeling like our output isn't where we want it to be. Meanwhile, we're actually just kind of, like, doing great and making progress, and we're just kind of feeling like that isn't really, like, amounting to much, okay? So make sure that you're actually, like, recognizing the work, the effort, the progress that you're making, okay? Make sure you're recognizing that. And make sure you're not comparing that to someone else, okay? Make sure you're not comparing yourself to someone else and comparing your progress to theirs, or comparing your abilities to theirs, or whatever it may be, okay? Because that Five of Wands energy is kind of bringing the, like, petty. It's like petty competition that doesn't really matter. Where, like, multiple voices are just kind of, like, bringing their own things to the table, and rather than allowing each voice to just kind of be heard separately and be their own thing, you know, you get that energy, that competitive energy, like, thrown in there, where it's just kind of, it becomes a competition, and, like, not the good kind of competition. It's like the fucking dick measuring contest sort of competition. It's meaningless, in other words. So, if you are, like, dealing with, like, this energy coming from someone else, don't let it get the best of you, okay? You have your own unique voice, your own things to offer, at the table here, okay? So don't let that, like, competition get in the way. But also, make sure that you yourself are not comparing yourself to others, because that can kind of create a block in your own progress, okay? You are you. Okay? What works for other people isn't necessarily going to work for you. Okay? Even if you're working towards the same things, your path isn't going to look exactly the same. But make sure you're giving yourself credit for the work that you're putting in, the effort that you're putting in, and the progress that you are making towards those things, okay? And again, reflect on that progress, and if you're actually putting that energy where it would be best used, okay? Wasting that energy comparing yourself, not going to get you anywhere good. Okay? Okay. Should we take that one? Should we take it? We'll see what it is. We'll see what it is. Here. Okay. I get why this one would pop up for me specifically. Like, I get what this one means to me here. I'm going to go ahead and draw another card though, just because I feel like I should. Oh. I love that. I love that. There's the guidebook. It's just like, where the fuck did I put it? So we have Adrift, and then we have Faithful. Adrift is card 33. The broken rope of the anchor no longer tethers it to the vessel above. It sinks slowly to the bottom of this new underwater world as two skeletal seahorses look on. The anchor and broken rope are powerful symbols of missing people and also of lives cut short, especially at sea or by adventurous means. However, they are also positive symbols of freedom from abuse and the chance to begin a new adventure unrestrained. The seahorse is a symbol of life partnership and true love because they are monogamous and some species mate for life. However, I would also like to add a symbol from my own observations: gender fluidity and adaptability. This is because for many species of seahorse, the males carry and birth the young. A real example in nature of subverting social norms for the betterment of those within the relationship. This card can be read on many levels depending on whether you feel more drawn to the seahorses or the anchor as you gaze at the card. Spirit communing section for this says, a lost or forgotten spirit is with you and wants to be remembered. This could be from a severed or long-lost branch of your own ancestral tree, or it could mean a person who had a very adventurous lifestyle, or maybe even someone who spent a lot of time at sea. Their message is to remember them, even if you cannot discover their name, or trace them within your ancestry a little, Again, punctuation in this. There's such a fucking lack of punctuation, and it's really hard to read sometimes. A little candle and a few words of thanks will mean a lot to them. They may be reaching out to offer to work with you spiritually, so ask them with the guidance from a specific spirit spread on page 244, with this card in the first spot. Alrighty. And the introspection section for this says, seeing this card is a reminder that it is okay and perfectly natural to feel lost at times. Which is kind of where this is, like, this energy is coming in here. Because currently, you might be in a place of, like, pause where you're just not moving forward with anything. Because these things are getting in your way and you're not really sure where you should be putting your energy. And you're just kind of stuck comparing yourself. Not even necessarily comparing yourself to others, but maybe even just comparing yourself to just, like, a past version of yourself. Okay? And just like, I used to be so good at this. Why am I struggling? This was never an issue before. So, yeah. And anyway, so this card here, it's definitely going in line with that, like, Hanged Man upright energy, where you're just kind of in a period of stasis, of feeling a little bit lost because you're not sure where you should be putting that energy or where you should even be going and what you should be doing. And, like, that's okay, alright? It's okay. Seeing this card is a reminder that it is okay and perfectly natural to feel lost at times. When we see people online excelling at the things we are just beginning to try, it can make us feel deflated or like we don't have a plan. Fucking oof. But life is not a to-do list. There will be moments where it is smooth and moments of choppy waters. This is your chance to see the lost moments as opportunities for adventure and spontaneity. Which is also like a thing that's been coming up a lot lately, is just kind of enjoying the journey for what it is, and I stopped myself from saying that earlier, by the way. So it's just kind of funny to get this card, because it's just like, no, say it, bitch. And then we have card 53, which is oof. Oof. Faithful. Ah, dogs. What beautiful big hearts these floofs have. They want nothing more than to play, eat, and snuggle. All of it by your side. There's a reason they're called humankind's best friend. When this card comes up, it is asking you to be loyal to the plan, the goal, the good, and deserving people around you, but most importantly, it is asking you to be loyal to yourself, which fits so fucking well with this reading. There is a good and strong beating heart in that ribcage of yours that knows the right thing to do. Check in with it now. Exactly. Emphasis on that part of it. Let go of the comparison. You are you. Be loyal to yourself. Honor yourself. Don't silence your voice because you feel like someone else is doing it better, or because you're doing it differently. Don't let that get in your way. There is a good and strong beating heart in that ribcage of yours that knows the right thing to do. Check in with it now. Make your decisions from the heart and prioritize love and joy. Also, that last part. That last part. Prioritize love and joy. And follow your heart. Okay? The spirit communing section. The spirit of a dog comes through for you today. This could be a pet of yours or someone else's, or a person living or past that was always cheering everyone on, supporting, and happy to be around the people they love. We all know someone with Labrador energy, and this card speaks of them now. That himbo energy. The message from Spirit is to remain loyal to what serves you best. Disregard all that doesn't bring you joy, and slowly work to create the life that is more joyful. Try the My Abundant and Beautiful Life spread on page 258 to put your mind firmly back on the seat of joy. Which, yeah, that also fits. Okay. The introspection section for this is interesting. Scientists have performed brain scans on dogs and can unequivocally prove that dogs feel love when they look at their owners. That little head tilt with big eyes isn't just being cute for our table scraps. It's a look of genuine affection and acceptance. They truly are the most unconditionally loving friends we have. They don't care how we look or dress, or how much money we make. They just want to be with us. So act with the energy of the dog. Have absolute unconditional love and faith in yourself, and see how much you grow. Fucking oof. Do you know how many times I've heard that one whispered to me recently? Fucking oof. Sometimes you have to be your own best friend and support yourself in alignment with your highest self. Be your own cheerleader with this gratitude expression ritual on page 205. Yeah, fuck. I knew that card was gonna make me cry. Because I remember the energy of this card. It's, again, centering around that energy of like a dog. I've had it come up a few times. And yeah. Fucking oof. Fucking oof. Alrighty. I would also say, there was that, like, piece of message in that card about, like, the person who just enjoys spending time with those they love. Definitely, like, do that to just, like, bring yourself moments of joy. And also, if you have a cute, fuzzy, or non-fuzzy animal, because, you know, not everyone has a dog or a cat or, like, something cute and fuzzy. Some people like, you know, like, reptiles, various reptiles. So whether you have a cute, fuzzy companion or, like, you know, a scaly companion or even a feathery companion like a bird, don't forget to take time out for them and spend time with them. Alrighty. And we have, the Fablemakers. Excuse me while I drop like a fucking chunk of the deck, I guess. Jeez. There we go. I'm slowly getting used to the nails. The card we have is Rogue Overworld. I feel like we got this card the last time we used the Fablemakers. When was the last time I used the Fablemakers? I don't remember. I think it was in one of the readings I just did. One of the private readings I just did, actually, now that I think about it. I think. Yep. Rogue. Theme is conflict. Goes in line with that. Overworld keywords are bias, distrust, enemies, hostility, and rebellion. A lot of those keywords definitely go in line with that one. The masked rogue perches on a ledge overlooking a city at night, brandishing an ornate dagger. They raise their other hand to adjust their fox-like face covering, or perhaps to muffle the sound of their laughter. Though the rogue is clad in black, their bright red and gold cloak suggests they want to be seen, so their enemy knows they are hostile. Their mask hides their expression, preventing the viewer from discerning their motivations or feelings. We all wear a mask of some kind, and it's not possible to fully know the inner worlds of others. Some people may dislike you for no apparent reason or despite your best efforts. True. True. From their perch, the rogue reminds us that some solutions require us to step outside our bounds, whether set by ourselves or others. Not all rules are just, and sometimes we must be a little roguish, or accept being disliked to do what's right. And also to do what's best for yourself. Alright, should we roll the dice to get a question? Or should we spin the spinner? Dice or spinner? I'm kind of feeling the dice. I think we'll do the dice. I'll read all the questions anyway, but I want to see if it wants to highlight one for us, perhaps. From the... Because this deck includes questions that work great as journaling prompts, by the way. I know I've probably said that like countless times now, but it includes, for each card there's a set of 5 questions, and rolling a dice selects a question for you. So we got a 6, which I believe means that will be the second question. Let's double check that. Yes, it's question 2. Oh, and look at that. Turned right to the rogue card again. Question 2. Question 2. Are you willing to make enemies if it means getting what you want? Can you accept being disliked and being different? And also, I wouldn't worry about making enemies or worry about the people who already just kind of like dislike you and are already just like trying to start shit with you. That shit doesn't fucking matter. Especially if you know. Especially if you know it's what's right. Don't give a fuck about what they think. So, question 1. Is anyone working against you in this situation? If so, how can you outwit them? 2. Are you willing to make enemies if it means getting what you want? 3. What do you want to show the world and what do you want to hide? 4. What do you hate and how do you want to improve it? And 5. Are you doing the normal expected thing in this situation? Okay. So, I hope that message helps for whoever needed to hear it. I know that one was definitely... That one was definitely a bit of a call out for me. That one definitely like resonated with me a lot. In particular. So. Alrighty. Hey. Struggling to pick up the cards. And also, like, given what I said about the message earlier, the 9 of Swords is the card that's on the bottom there. Hey, fuck you. Bish. How dare. Okay. Should we do one more collective? I feel like we should probably do one more collective. Especially since I'm still trying to warm up a bit here as well, because it's been like about a month since I've like streamed. So oh my god. Didn't you get that one last time? Or something? Someone got that last time I streamed, I swear. The funny thing is I've been thinking about that recently as well. Like that specific affirmation, I've been thinking about that one a lot lately and I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think we're just gonna do another collective before I open the queue here, because if you can't tell by me struggling to talk occasionally, my brain is still just kind of like, huh? My brain is warming up. Still. Alright. What message do we need to hear right now? Precisely. Yeah. Exactly, Adam. Exactly. That's my brain just in general, most of the time though. He wasn't open yet, but it will be here shortly. I'm just finishing up the collectives really quick. Oh fuck me. I already see two of the cards and it's just like, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. So this one is kind of calling on... What way do you want to be? Okay, so... Yeah. I already know how this one is just kind of applying, funnily enough, to you and I, Adam. But... Yeah. So, right now, you might just kind of be, like, stuck just on, like, some issue in your past that, there's some issue in your past that you might still be just currently, like, getting stuck on a little bit, that you're struggling to just kind of, like, move past and move forward from. And it's just kind of getting in your way a little bit. But know that this is, like, this is beginning to resolve. And if it's not beginning to resolve yet, know that it will soon, okay? The wrongs from this will be righted, alright? The wrongs from this will be righted. There is a specific meaning here that's coming forward for you and I, Adam. And the funny thing is, I knew they would touch on this tonight. I didn't expect it to be for one of the fucking collectives, though. I figured they might bring it up in your reading. But they're just like, nah, we're bringing it up now, bitch. This is in regards with the whole marriage thing. Okay. And I mean, you know, you and I were both just kind of like stuck on the way that things ended there for a while, and how, yeah. Yeah. So, this is beginning to just kind of like turn itself around the more that, you know, like we've talked about it. Okay. Outside of that though, that's just a very specific meaning that's just coming through for like you and I right now, Adam. In general though, this is about just kind of like knowing that things will come back into balance again soon. Those wrongs will be righted, whatever it is that you're struggling to move past right now that is beginning to like slowly shift. Know that those wrongs will be righted, rather. For now though, just focus on like taking some time out, taking a break, okay? To just take some time for yourself. Take some time to spend with others, okay? With those that you care about, with those that you love. Take time out to spend time with them and just with yourself, okay? And if necessary, like try your best to like just create distance from this specific situation, okay? But like taking time out for yourself and like caring for yourself and just finding those moments of joy, okay? That's just what you should be focusing on right now and what matters right now, okay? Find those moments of joy. That's what carries you through these moments of darkness, okay? That's what'll strengthen you to be able to take on those moments of darkness. Okay? Time for yourself, time for prioritizing joy. Like, that shit matters, okay? Nice. Goodness. Oh, fuck off. Self-love. That's the card they decided to give us for this message. Thank you. Thank you. Again, taking time out for yourself to focus on yourself is apparently what they want to highlight here. So. Self-love. Imagine if we looked in the mirror and instead of seeing beauty, which is only skin deep, we saw through to our bones. Our strong and supportive bone structure that holds us up and provides the backbone for our movements. The sturdy foundation, which is interesting because 4s are all about foundations. The sturdy foundation our entire body is built upon. Imagine little children raised to be as strong as their bones and told they can do anything. The skin is all society sees, and therefore the skin holds all of society's judgments and labels. The bones don't. And now you see my true reason for wanting to make this oracle. A visual exercise exploring what we are if we removed the external and all the baggage it holds, and glimpse a part of the internal. Self-love says look past the skin, see the strength beneath, and know that you are supported. After all, Our bones are so strong, they will outlive us. Try the Honor Self and Invite Self-Love ritual on page 208. Spirit communing section for this says, if only you looked at yourself the way we, your spirit family, do. If you loved yourself the way we love you, then you would see how perfect you are in every way. When the inner critic speaks loudly and incessantly, try to remember they do not speak the truth, and you are so much more than the sum of your parts. Come and talk with us whenever the inner critic gets too loud. Try the Yo Ancestors, please hype me up spread on page 260. Introspection section for this says, if you have any fear of trying something new or have trouble giving yourself that much needed self-love, remember that your bones are carbon, the very stuff the earth and stars are made of. There's sparks of electricity in your heart and brain. There is water in your blood, air in your lungs, and starlight bursts from your smile. You are every element. There is a universe inside you, a small part of the very same one that made you. You deserve to try, and you are so much more than your worst anxieties. I love this card. That card is just like so sweet. And I get it far too often anytime I use this deck. And also that part, funnily enough, about like the spirit communing section for that card reminds me of a poem that I once wrote. Where did I put that? Oh, it's right there. I once wrote a poem like about a year ago, actually, I think, at this point, when I was just kind of like inspired by like my own guides, kind of like just constantly telling me similar things. This one is from The Star. I have a few poems named after tarot cards. That specific spirit communing section for this card reminds me of the Star poem that I wrote, like over a year ago. Or like close to a year ago. I think I wrote it sometime late September, funnily enough. Hold on to hope, don't you dare let it go. Temperance, dear one, you'll be renewed in due time. If you could only see what lies ahead, you wouldn't be so consumed by doubt. If you could only see yourself the way I do, you'd know why you're so special. If you could only love yourself the way I do, you'd finally be free. Step into your shadow, I won't let you get lost. Process your grief, I'll protect you along the way. Value yourself, know your worth. You deserve the world. Don't settle for anything less. Honor yourself. Step into your light. Shine brighter than the sun, my dear sunshine, and don't let anyone put you out. Which, if that doesn't perfectly sum up, like, pretty much the last two readings, the collectives, perfectly, yeah. I actually kind of forgot about that poem, but that line in here just like jogged my memory. Like, wait, I've written something like that before, hold on. Okay. Okay. That one about hit me in the face. Talons. Okay. I'm actually not sure if I have ever had this card pop out. Ever. For any reading. But it enthusiastically, like, about smacked me in the face, so it apparently has something to say. I just gotta find where it is. There it is. Talons. Oh no. Keyword, or theme for talons is desire. Overworld keywords are anxiety, cost, determination, protectiveness, and possessiveness. The harpy streaks down through a burning sky, chasing an ornate pearl necklace. Despite the dangers, she risks her life for the precious object, her talons outstretched to grasp it. The talons are our desires, gripping us and convincing us to hold on to treasures, even when they cause us pain. Desire compels us to fear loss, and in turn to hold more tightly to that which we cherish. Yet the tighter we grip a treasure, the more we risk shattering it in our grasp. The harpy's eyes are closed, and the expression on her face is one of resignation. But her talons have not yet closed on the necklace. Not all desires lead to joy. While there are times when we must resign ourselves to hardship to retain what we hold dear, there is wisdom in knowing when to let go. We need not chase our desires to our ruin. We can still abandon the pursuit if we choose. Let's roll a dice again and see if it wants to highlight a specific question here. What you got for us? We got 13, which is that question 4, I believe. Yes, it's question 4. Oh, jeez. Question 4. How would letting go of something you've been holding on to tightly change your situation? Question 1. What do you most desire? Question 2. What is the reason you were chasing after your goal? Question 3. What is most precious to you at this moment? Question 4. How would letting go of something you've been holding on to tightly change your situation? Question 5. Is your desire hurting you or helping you grow? Fucking ouch. Make sure you're not chasing those things at the detriment of yourself. And also just because you feel like it's something that you have to do. I hope that message helps for whoever needed to hear it. Okay. Oops. queue isn't open quite yet. I'll be opening it here in a moment. Forgot about the dice. Okay. Speaking of opening the queue, the queue's open now. If anyone wants to join. Okay. Are you ready, Adam? Okay, let me take a drink here really quick. Slowly but surely, I am getting more used to these. So. It already feels like a lot better now. Still a little strange, but a lot better. Alright, and let's see what we see here tonight, huh? Oh my god. This is the only one that like really shows a direction here. Okay. Interesting. I'll actually move that one there. I think that was like the second one anyway. To fall out. So apparently this is something they are going to touch on for you tonight. This... Yeah, sure. I'll wait until you get back. That's okay. I'll wait until you get back. trying to decide on what I want to go get to eat after I'm done with stream here. Welcome back. What should I go get to eat after I'm done with stream here? Wait. But anyway, to continue your reading here, these two cards here are just kind of all about like relationships and spending time, like spending time with those that you cherish and those that you care about. Okay, essentially, you know, like there's that obviously like energy of reconnecting here. Okay, there's that energy of reconnecting here and just kind of like, well, rekindling, you know, just kind of, you know, like kind of rekindling anyway, you know, that you know, like that old like relationship here. Okay, and yeah. Like I said, they're going to be touching on this again tonight as well. I figured they would. Essentially, this is just kind of like letting you know, specifically with this like Three of Cups reversed energy. Okay, one, make sure you are like spending time with those you care about as well, but remember that you still exist outside of this and you need to create time for yourself. Okay, remember that. That was like the one thing from before, the one lesson from the past that you do need to carry forward with you. Okay, remember that. Okay, don't let that get in your way of just kind of like moving forward with things again. Okay, yeah, I know. I know. But, don't let that get in your way from, like, charging forward with these, like... with these ideas, that you have for yourself, with this, like, fresh perspective on things, okay? Don't let that keep you moving forward with that like fresh renewed perspective, that renewed outlook. Okay, don't let those fears and anxieties and stuff just kind of like hinder you again. Okay, just move forward with things and carry those lessons with you. Okay. just know that you do still need to, you know, like spend some time alone, spend some time just kind of taking time for yourself and doing things that you want to do. And yeah. Emphasis being placed on this. On that, on what I just said. So. Why that card? Actually, now that I think about it, I think I know why this card. Your card here, if you can't see it, is the Witch. Is the name of it. The Witch. The Witch is the first guide to greet us as we traverse through the Embroidered graveyard. She has one foot in this realm, and the other in the ether. With magic in her eyes and fire in her belly, she communes with the world around you. She has walked with the earth and spoken to it. She who can use the language of the earth to alchemize and manifest what she desires. She who reads the energy between the lines and plans accordingly. Let her guide you. Dance under the moon with her. Manifest with her. Spirit wishes to communicate their desire to manifest your goals with you. With their divine wisdom, your guides can see what you will come to need, and they wish to help you get it. You can try the spells, rituals in this guidebook, or branch out and explore other techniques in books and online. It can be an elaborate ritual, or you can simply plant a few seeds with a wish. As the plants grow, so does the wish. You could pull another card and ask Spirit exactly what they would like to manifest with you. The answer could be surprising. It's interesting, because I felt like pulling another card, but not yet. Try the Manifest Goals with Ancestors spell on page 228 and pick the Witch in the correspondence table. So, yes. Let me go ahead and actually pull you another card here. God fucking damn it! I fucking knew it! Well, you got the Lover's card. Gee, I wonder what that could fucking mean. I wonder what that could fucking mean. Going along with, like, that card here about, you know, like, saying, like, hey, maybe pull another card to see what they want to help manifest for you. And what they're here to help you with, huh? And then you're just like, hey, you know that thing you've been working on lately? and those revelations you've had recently about things, and the discussion you've had. Yeah, you're welcome. Hi, Egg. The lovers. Perhaps both living, perhaps one of them is the last lover left behind, or maybe they are both departed and finally reunited beyond the veil. This card comes through for romantic pairings and partnerships. But this card can also speak of our relationship with ourselves and the internal language and dialogue that we use with ourselves on a daily basis. Try the Invitation for Love in Your Life spell on page 236 for a soul-deep love boost. No, my queue is still open. Spirit Communing section says, the spirit of a lover is coming through. Chat with them using the guidance from a specific spirit spread on page 244. They could be living your past. This could be your lover or someone of any gender who identifies as being the romantic and daydreamer type. Their message is to love deeper, truer, more often. Kiss longer, hug tighter, make time for passion and sensuality. Laugh and talk open and honestly. Truly let your lover in. Shed the fear of rejection because they will love you all the more for seeing your flaws. Because to them they aren't flaws at all, but quirks that they absolutely adore about you. The introspection section for this card says, what if you spoke to yourself the same way that you spoke to others? Like your friends and loved ones. We are often our own worst critic, and it can be very hard to step out from under the thumb of our own inner harshness. Look how far you've come. You've scaled mental mountains and slain emotional demons. You've blazed your own trail through this chaotic jungle of a life. Acknowledge this and love yourself through the ongoing journey. You can go part of the way with a hustle and grind mentality, but you can go so much further with love, self-kindness, and patience. Try it for a whole lunar cycle and watch your joy soar. I love this spell, Love and Laughter on Happy Days, on page 234, because it takes happy days and commits them to memory, so they are easily cemented in the mind and recalled easily. Yeah, no problem, Egg. Take care of yourself. And thanks for stopping by. Like I said, Adam, you already know what this is about, okay? They've told you this one and what they wanted to help you with for a long fucking time. Skull. Underworld. Yes, Underworld. It's like, wait. That's the right one? Yeah. Theme is sacrifice. Underworld keyword. Underworld keywords are atonement, relinquishing, renouncing, response, and surrender. The card of sacrifice, the skull, is the emblem of a challenge that asks you to look inward and make a choice only you can make. The eyes of the skull are set upon you. Its morbid gaze empty. You have the power to decide which course to take, but you may need to sacrifice your own comfort and meet the expectations placed upon you. Value the counsel of others, but know that what comes next is up to you. It may be tempting to allow another to make your decisions for you, but the challenge issued by the skull demands that you trust in yourself enough to choose a course of action. Which does go in line with this. Ultimately, this is a choice that you have to make. And that we have to make together. Okay. Do you want a dice rolled or the spinner? Okay. Let's see what question it potentially wants to highlight. Okay, that just fell out of my hand. 9. I think that's 2? Or is it 3? I forget. Is it 3? It might be 3. It's 3. Okay. Underworld question 3. Is there anyone whose counsel you trust in this matter? Underworld question 1. How would accomplishing your goal affect your life and the lives of those close to you? Question 2. Are you acting in response to circumstances or on your own initiative? 3. Is there anyone whose counsel you trust in this matter? 4. What would it mean to surrender your control over the situation? And 5. Is there an issue in the past that you feel the need to make up for now? How would you approach your current situation without that influence? I feel like that's also kind of like a good question there as well. So, yeah. So, I hope that message helps. I also hope this gets you to trust them more. And a specific someone in particular, I hope it gets you to trust them a little more. So. That hurt a little. Sorry if that was loud. Fuck. Okay. It's your turn, DJ Chandel, I'm assuming is how that's pronounced. If you're still here, and if you're ready. Okay. Are you ready? Okay. Let me just take a drink really quick. Alright, let's see. What message do you need to hear tonight? Okay. We have the Eight of Swords reversed, the Two of Cups reversed, and... Ah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because the Two of Cups reversed is, like, about relationships. It doesn't necessarily have to be, like, romantic relationships. It can be, like, any relationship, including, you know, like, friendships and relationships with... just in relation to others. It's about, like, a card in relation to others. So, that Two of Cups makes sense. Yeah. The Eight of Swords here is essentially just kind of like releasing yourself from those like limiting beliefs and stuff. And yes, and in like relation to that, this is absolutely saying like, yes, find your voice. Don't let those like limiting beliefs, like telling yourself that like you don't deserve it, telling yourself that, you know, like you deserve to be like treated like the way that you were in the past, you know, like that you deserve to be like treated horribly, that you don't deserve to just kind of, you know, like be treated differently than that you don't deserve those like good things and all that. Okay, like those sorts of limiting beliefs. Okay, like release those like self-limiting beliefs that you're finding there, that you're like holding yourself within, and like find and like finding that freedom. Okay, like find your voice and like absolutely like stand up for yourself when you need to. Absolutely. And like don't be afraid to do that for yourself. Okay, like it might not be an easy journey. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I struggle with that myself because I feel like I have like, well, not I feel like I know I have poor social skills, but that's the neurodivergency. I'm usually like a pretty quiet person myself, most of the time, and I'm usually like very observant and just quiet, never like sitting on the sidelines and never really just like speaking up much. Okay, but like, yes, don't let that fear, don't let those anxieties and those worries get the better of you. Okay, like reach out and connect when you like, don't be afraid to reach out and connect to those that, you know, you feel comfortable doing so with. Okay, find your voice, find your identity, go after the things that you want. Okay, and it might not be an easy journey. Okay, but it's one that's worth doing, and it's one that has the potential to just offer a pretty big, you know, like growth experience for you. Okay, so yeah, yeah, like it's those It's finding those people that you actually like click with, that you connect with, that just get you on a fundamental level, that help carry you through those like darker moments. So like, it may take some time to find your people, but trust that your people are out there, okay? Yeah. Yeah. There are, yes, unfortunately, a few too many people who are like that. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. I get that one. I get that one. Yeah. Yeah. There are some people that, you know, like, they seem to find the quiet ones the best targets to just kind of like spill their secrets to. Yeah. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. But of course, you do want to make sure too that you're just not letting them slip by as well. So, you know, take action on things occasionally. But yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. There's value in both being proactive and being patient and just kind of like allowing things to just, you know, find you as well. It's a balance. All right. We have Beeltana. It's the card. If I remember correctly, is kind of funny because this card is all about like growth and like new beginnings, I believe. Beeltana is a sabbat falling in late spring and often one celebrated most fervently. It welcomes the sun's returning strength, and with it the virility and fertility of land, wildlife, and people around this time, which goes in line with this, because this is all about just kind of like finding your spark again, and just like a rekindling of that inner flame. On a smaller scale, frogs emerge during May, and their life cycle can be easily observed. In this card, little embroidered frogs frolic and dance around a maypole they have fashioned from a lace applique water lily. Twisting their sparkling ribbons, they raise energy for this sacred festival and welcome in the early summer and its happy sun-filled days. The maypole is a symbol of the phallus, and the ribbons create the fertile womb. By dancing around the maypole, holding the ribbons, we see them wrap and join during this fertility Sabbath. And you spot the happy tadpoles smiling away. And what about the hidden frog spawn made from freshwater pearl buttons? And then Spirit communing section for this says you are being guided by your ancestors to reach out to unlikely sources. Do not discount anyone who approaches you, as we are all so much more than our first impressions. This person or even spirit has something important to teach you, and you learn it by listening and observing closely. This information could even come in the form of a song or book. You'll know it when you feel your skin tingle with sudden remembrance. And the introspection section for this card says, create something new. This likely won't be the stereotypical creative skills and projects like drawing and painting, but more of a practical response to a need you have. For example, building furniture for a cluttered corner, or keeping your items better organized. This is done for the betterment and ease of your future tasks, and you are being guided to enjoy the journey of creation. It is much more than merely a task to complete and will serve you even better if you can create fond memories of your time spent on it. You are being invited to go the extra step to make something special just for yourself because you deserve it. Okay. For me, I feel like that spirit communing section kind of is standing out like a little bit more than the other section there. So sometimes things find us in the most unexpected ways. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Oh, this is Rogue Underworld. We had the Rogue Overworld earlier with the first collective, I think. I think it was that one. Rogue. Theme is conflict. Underworld keywords are amusement, confidence, cunning, forgiveness, and impudence. The masked rogue perches on a ledge overlooking a city at night, brandishing an ornate dagger. They raise their other hand to adjust their fox-like face covering, or perhaps to muffle the sound of their laughter. Though the rogue is clad in black, their bright red and gold cloak suggests they want to be seen, so their enemy knows they are hostile. Their mask hides their expression, preventing the viewer from discerning their motivations or feelings. We all wear a mask of a kind, and it's not possible to fully know the inner worlds of others. That part is always the part that stands out the most to me about this, because, like, every one of us has a sort of mask that we wear. It's just kind of a barrier, a defense against strangers and the unknown and us. And for some of us, it can be especially hard to let that mask down and actually let people see the real version of us. We all wear a mask of a kind, and it's not possible to fully know the inner worlds of others. Some people may dislike you for no apparent reason or despite your best efforts. Also true. From their perch, the rogue reminds us that some solutions require us to step outside our bounds, whether set by ourselves or others. Not all rules are just, and sometimes we must be a little roguish or accept being disliked to do what is right. Which goes, in line with stepping out of our comfort zones. Sometimes we have to step out of our comfort zones a little bit. Alright, and this card includes questions. And this deck is called the Fablemaker's Deck of Many Things. It functions as both an Oracle deck and as a D&D item known as the Deck of Many Things. You can use this both for actual tabletop D&D games and as an Oracle deck. And when you use it as an Oracle deck, they also include, a game element in it by having a set of 5 questions for each card. And you can roll a dice to get a specific question. So I'm gonna roll the dice here and see if it wants to highlight a specific question for you here. But I'll read all of them anyway. And we have 17, which should be the final question if I remember correctly. Let me double check that really quick. I haven't used this deck in a while. 17 is question 5 indeed. So, question 5. That goes so in line even what this card said. And I said the spirit communing section of this card specifically was the one that stood out the most to me. And then that part about stepping out of your comfort zone and how, yeah, in this card and what I said about, you know, like sometimes things come to us in like ways that we like least expect. And this question is just like going exactly in line with that. Question 5. Is there an unexpected way to approach your problem? Well, okay then. Question 1. Is there an area of your life that would benefit from a shakeup? Question 2. Experience breeds confidence. How can you get more experience to help you grow? 3. Is there an unconventional solution you have been reluctant to pursue? Question 4. If you have done something wrong, how can you ensure you never do it again? And question 5 again. Is there an unexpected way to approach your problem? So, this may present itself to you in a bit of an unexpected way. So, as the Spirit Communing section for the Bealtana card here said, perhaps don't discount the unexpected here. Maybe someone who, upon first impression, you didn't exactly click with may end up being someone who you can find a bit of an ally in. Yeah, that's a mood. I definitely get that one. Yeah. But I hope that message helps. And thank you for stopping by. Yeah. I hope the message helps. Okay, I also should probably issue a last call for queue here. So, if there's anyone who still wants to join the queue, you can go ahead and still do so. I'll be closing it here in a few minutes though, so. Oh good, I'm glad. Of course, thank you for stopping by. Okay, I will leave the queue open for a little bit longer here. I will close it here in a few minutes though. But for now, I'm just gonna chill. Every time I set that deck down, I'm trying to set it down lightly, but the nails are kind of getting in the way. Hello. I hope you're doing well. You can. The queue is still open. Though I'll be closing it here in a minute. So you may still go ahead and join the queue, yes. And I am. Thank you. I hope your evening is going well as well. I'm sorry, the yaw just made me giggle. Oh yeah, the command that's listed in that message there is the command that you can type to actually join the queue there. Yeah, shadow work is my specialty. That's usually what the context of my readings reside in. So and I know that's not like really going to be everyone's thing, but the people who do appreciate that and vibe with that have found me, so oh no. Alrighty, let's see what we have for you. Is it okay if I just call you Kota, by the way? Okay. Well, let's see what message you need to hear tonight, Kota. Okay then. Well, I guess they decided to give you some extra cards here? They decided to give you some extra cards here. Usually I do like 3 cards, they gave you 5. They gave you 5. So I guess we had some words. Okay, we have the Empress reversed, the Hermit, Strength, 3 of Coins reversed, and the Fool. You have mostly major arcana here. So when you get mostly major arcana, that's usually them just kind of talking in all caps. Okay. So, essentially, these two here, especially, are just kind of going together for me, like, quite strongly. And I feel like this is kind of just like the main focus here, going along with this as well. I'm actually going to move that one over there as well. That's how I like to phrase it, because the minor arcana has a lot of aspects of, they're like more gentle, somewhat usually. They're like more gentle, like, versions of the major arcana. You can find aspects of the major arcana in the minor arcana. So the way that I usually see it and like to phrase it is that the major arcana is just kind of when there's something really significant and when they're just talking in all caps. They're just like, yeah, we have something to say, as if getting 5 cards and then them just shooting out immediately wasn't clear enough. They're just like, no, here's 4 major arcana, we have things to say, and we're gonna talk in all caps right now. Thank you. Love when that happens. Love when that happens. Okay, so there's definitely like this, the Hermit and the Fool going together here. The reason they're kind of going together is because there's like this journey here. There's a journey of like introspection and self-reflection, reflection that's happening right now. And they're definitely highlighting that, and that is certainly the main focus here, okay? They're reminding you, specifically, remember to take care of yourself, okay? The Empress reversed here is just kind of highlighting a need to actually nurture yourself. And this is probably an issue that you've been like struggling with for yourself, is actually like nurturing yourself, mothering yourself, and just kind of making yourself feel, you know, like cared for and loved. And just, you know, just feeling, you know, like that. It's essentially that like grounding work that you, like a combination of like the grounding and like healing work. To just kind of like nurture yourself and like bolster that just like inner strength within yourself, which is why these two are just kind of like going together for me here, the Empress reversed and the Strength. It's that love and care for yourself that will carry you through like some of those more like chaotic moments that are just kind of those chaotic darker moments that are essentially like a test of strength. That, you know, like they really test your strength, they test your mettle. And, you know, just kind of shake you up a little bit, okay? That's why I like self-love and like caring for yourself and like showing yourself compassion and like doing the work to nurture yourself and like mother yourself, help yourself feel at ease, comfortable, okay? Yeah, like, I don't like saying that, you know, like, before, like, anyone else can love you, you gotta love yourself. I am not a particular fan of that, because it also kind of comes with the silent message that no one will love you if you can't, quote-unquote, fix yourself. And I don't like that. You do need to like care for yourself and value yourself, yes, and like show yourself compassion and love, yes, but you also you do need the love of others as well. Like, there's value in that, and there's nothing wrong with wanting that for yourself, okay? Absolutely fucking nothing wrong with that, okay? And wanting others to show that to you. You deserve both, and both are necessary, okay? They are inherently necessary for humans. The love of self and the love of others. Which is specifically why I don't like that message of, before anyone can love you, you have to love yourself. That's just not true. But accepting that love for yourself, like learning to give it to yourself, and learning to care for yourself and nurture yourself and value yourself and see your worth and see yourself for just the wonderful person that you are. It's that inner strength that will carry you through those darker moments, okay? So rather than pointing the dagger at yourself, put it down and treat yourself with kindness. So let go of any of that like harsh inner criticism, the need to tear yourself down, okay? And take time for yourself, take time to care for yourself, and make sure your needs are being met, okay? And if there is anyone in your life who is also like trying to show you the same, who's trying to give you that kindness and show you that love and care, do not be afraid to accept that, okay? Oh, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. I very, very fucking much understand that feeling. But do not let the cruelty of the world take that away from you, okay? Do not. As someone who also cares a little bit too much and kind of wears their heart on their sleeve a little bit and always does their best to show kindness and compassion to others, but doesn't really always get that back. Being a soft place for people to land in a harsh landscape is needed. It is necessary. Okay? Having compassion, having empathy, that's not a sin. Some would like to call it that, and some do, unfortunately. But having compassion and empathy for others is needed. Okay? So don't let the cruelty of the world take that away from you. And make you feel bad for just actually giving a shit for others. Okay? Like, it's a balance. Making sure that you're giving yourself enough and keeping enough for yourself. And accepting that from others for yourself. Yes. There's a balance to it. But yes. Funnily enough, actually, the tarot card of the year for this year is actually the Hermit here. Funnily enough. And that Hermit energy is all about, like, kind of tuning back into yourself and finding your inner voice and following that inner voice and doing what you need to do for yourself. And it also comes along with, you know, like themes of like isolation and just kind of like distancing yourself from like the opinions and expectations of the outside world, the voices of the outside world, and just kind of tuning back into yours. But it also does come with a reminder to not isolate yourself unnecessarily. Like, that's more so in like the reversal of the of the hermit, but like both sides of that energy are at play. They can be at play. With, you know, like the tarot card that's associated with like any given year. So there will also be that like lesson as well. Yeah. And that energy at play as well. To not like self-isolate unnecessarily and just keep that, letting that like keep you from actually like connecting with others. So, which is, funnily enough, the message of this Three of Coins here. The Three of Coins energy is all about like working together with others here, okay? So like, yes, work on yourself. Do what you need to do for yourself, okay? And learn those lessons that you need to, okay? But don't let that keep you from actually just finding community in others, okay? And don't let that keep you from accepting that kindness and compassion and care from others as well, okay? So, and definitely with the Fool here going in line with this and as well, like I said earlier, these together are just kind of like bringing that energy of just like kind of going on like a journey with yourself of like self-introspection and like growth and such. But this Fool card also reminds you as well, it comes with a message to not, don't think too much about like what lies ahead. Don't think too much about the future and all of the obstacles it may hold and all the what ifs, okay? Be in the now. Do what you can in the now. Don't worry about all those what ifs right now. All those potential challenges and obstacles in the future. Okay. You'll get to that when you get to that. And you can deal with it when you get there. This is just all about moving forward with those things, okay? So, yeah. In other words, just kind of, you know, keep doing what you're doing. Keep progressing on this journey. Keep following where it leads you. And remember to do what you need to care for yourself, okay? To help carry you through those, you know, more testing moments that you find yourself in, okay? And then let's see what the Oracle deck wants to add here. Also, I just realized I forgot to close the queue. One moment. I also just realized I forgot to move the queue. My bad. Hold on. There we go. Hey, my Baba. I hope you're doing well. Alrighty. Let's see what we have for you here from the Oracle deck. What they want to add. this card. Actually, I'll get you another. Truth Seeker. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, did you actually want to join the queue this time, my Baba? I can open it for you again, it's fine. I can handle one more reading. Okay, yeah, let me open it here for you really quick then. Okay, you can go ahead and join if you want to. Yeah, I know that feeling. I know that feeling, Kota. But also, you do have to remember, like, something I try to remind myself of all the time is that, like, when progress is often very slow, and when you're taking those, like, small steps towards something, it can often seem like nothing is happening. But eventually, once you actually, like, stop and you find a moment to actually reflect back at where you were, like, when you started this, or like at some fucking point in your life, you'll look back at that and you'll realize, like, oh wait, I actually have changed a lot since then. You know, like, this specific issue isn't affecting me as much as it did, and I've been able to release that a lot more. And, like, even if it does still affect you a little bit, like, progress is progress. And it's sometimes not until we actually, like, really truly look back at something that we realize, oh wait, I actually have done something there. Huh. Yeah, of course, my Baba. So, comforted. I asked Spirit to show me what the transition to the other side is like. That night I had a dream that I died, and it hurt me to see my family sad and not being able to hug them. I made lights flicker, moved things to show I was close, but they put this down to coincidence. I was so frustrated. My one solace was that my dog Bo could see me. I couldn't touch or feel his fur, but his presence was comforting. Time moved differently for me. I saw days drip by like seconds. In time, I adapted to my new state and my family healed. I never felt forgotten because I was spoken about and remembered often. When I woke up from my dream, I felt my dog nuzzle into me and heard my husband softly snoring next to me. I sighed with relief. The world was so bright, so alive, so vivid again, and I was so grateful. The spread Observing My Fear of Death on page 254 can be really helpful if you have a lot of fear around this topic and can help you with clarity on your personal beliefs about what comes after death. Spirit communing section for this says, the spirit to whom you are inquiring about is safe, comforted, loved, and happy. They want for nothing, spending their time watching over and guiding you, and they are made so proud by you every day. The grieving process is difficult for both the departed and those they leave behind. But they are through the transition, they feel no pain, and they wish for your happiness, and will help you if only you ask. They say not to cry, but to honor them by living your life fully and truly. You may feel like you have lost them, but they are there, and they want you to find yourself. The introspection section says, when we lose someone, we have a hole in our lives that will never be replaced. If this card comes through, it's time to consider what you believe happens when we die. Many of us carry great anxiety about death and fear it. We hide from it, denying ourselves experiences and staying small. Explore this fear and this belief. Journal your thoughts and see if giving yourself a little clarity helps ease the fear a little. So I don't know if you've lost someone. And like there's just kind of like still this grief that's sitting with you that you're like trying to heal from. Outside of that though, this card is definitely telling you to just kind of like live your life to the fullest while you still can. And not to deny yourself the things you want and from doing things and experiencing things that you want because of your fear and letting that fear keep you small, okay? Honor yourself by living your life and loving yourself to the best of your abilities, okay? I also just noticed this is card 15 and card 16. Truth Seeker. We see an Automaris Io moth. I'm not sure how to pronounce that actually. I don't know if it's Io or Io. Moth providing eyes for a little lace skull. Because it's a skull with a moth on it. The Io moth has beautiful galaxy eye markings on its head wings, and to me they imply the ability to see greater wisdom. We often allow our perception to rest like lace over our eyes, clouding our sight, to dampen our spirits and keep us small. Oh my gosh, why does this go so well together? But it's important to remember perception is not reality. It's a shortcut our mind uses to conserve energy, but bad habits can be learned here subconsciously. Sometimes we must break our perception down and reevaluate it so we can see clearly once more, which does kind of go in line with that whole thing about like looking back and like reflecting on things, and it'll kind of help bring it back into perspective. Like, oh wait, I actually have changed. I have done something. I have made progress. Spirit Communing section says, what we tell ourselves matters. But we don't always use objective truth. Often our perspective is what we tell ourselves, and if we're not careful, we brainwash ourselves into a whole new truth. When we feel low, it's easy to look to distraction. We can con Marie, a combination of the word Marie Kondo. And you know, that person was that person with the philosophy of like release it if it doesn't bring joy in relation to like objects you keep in your home. We can con Marie our apartments or buy a new outfit and we're temporarily lifted, and yet the sinking feelings return. Until we look within and address the underlying situation, it will always return. This happened to me. I had a eureka moment when I stopped seeing myself as a victim because this kept me small and scared. Once I started to see myself as a big part of my own story with full autonomy and power, I would tell myself I could do anything and then watch it happen. Which, yes, it's important to remember that, like, no matter the situation, you can always change your reaction to things. You can always change your reaction to things. That's one of the few things that you can control. Well, there's a lot that is outside of your control, unfortunately. But making the conscious decision to do something differently is one of the few things that you can control about something. So introspection section for this says, question everything. What you hear others say, read online, your own thoughts and actions, and find the objective truth in everything. Make sure the only time your perception of life is being altered is by you and for your betterment. We can tell ourselves hurtful things, or we can say more self-loving things, and after a while, we'll believe whatever it is. So make sure it's for your growth. Try the Who the Heck Even Am I spread on page 242 for some self-clarity and guidance. So again, the emphasis of this card being on what you tell yourself matters. And switching from that like harsh inner criticism to something that's more self-loving and compassionate is difficult, and it takes time, and it's not going to be linear. Being hard on yourself about that isn't going to help you any. So give yourself grace, be gentle with yourself. If you fuck up, and find yourself in an older pattern again, that's not a reason to beat yourself up or feel guilty, okay? Growth isn't linear. You're gonna have setbacks occasionally. That doesn't mean that you're undoing any of your progress. It just means that you're still growing. And that's okay. So be gentle with yourself. If you're someone who is very critical of yourself and very harsh on yourself, be gentle with yourself, okay? Now, one more card for you here. What a fucking fitting card it is. I remember this card. It goes so in line with everything about this. I know this card a little too well. A little too well. Same. I am so fucking overly critical of myself and so fucking terrible to myself all the fucking time. So, just as a quick context for this deck is called the Fablemaker's Deck of Many Things. It functions as an oracle deck and also as an actual object for D&D campaigns called the Deck of Many Things. The reason I love this deck, because I'm not a tabletop gamer, I don't do D&D campaigns, mostly because I don't really have anyone to do it with around me. It would be something that I would enjoy experiencing at some point, though. I would love to find someone to like participate in a campaign with. This deck, the reason I love this deck, and the like thing that I love using this deck for, is it includes questions, 5 questions associated with each card that they call seeds of change. And these questions work fantastic for journaling prompts, for like shadow work and such. It is so pretty. It is. Actually, hold on. Let me turn on this light and you can actually see the holographic nature of it. Because I got the holo foil deck and it's so fucking pretty. It's so pretty. Okay. Anyway. So, and these questions, there are 5 questions. And if you want to like bring in that element of tabletop gaming to using this deck as an oracle deck, you can roll a dice. And depending on the number you get, that corresponds to a specific question. And I fucking love it. Alright, so death. Theme here is confusion, and this is the overworld edition of the card. The underworld editions of the cards are in black and white with red like points of interest being in like red. This is the overworld edition, which is in full color. Overworld keywords are difficulty, disharmony, resolution, struggle, and turmoil. Death represents the struggle of self against self. Something within you may be holding you back. Endings are part of change for better and worse, and this card invites you to confront the aspects of yourself that you want to change honestly and compassionately. So being honest with yourself and like being compassionate with yourself at the same time. That's how self-reflection and how shadow work and growth should be occurring. Be honest with yourself, yes. Honesty does not mean brutally honest. You can still be honest with yourself and show yourself compassion at the same time. The figure depicted in this card is a part of you. And again, when you're doing shadow work and confronting those shadows with yourself, that's an important part to remember. They are parts of you. They should be loved and accepted, okay? Those older patterns are usually there. They were there as a defense mechanism, okay? Like part of what kept you safe. But part of growth is realizing that you kind of have to step out of that comfort zone. You have to expand past those like limiting beliefs that sure may have once kept you safe, but they've served their purpose. And now they're just holding you back. Though it may look like one of your demons, it may in fact be a warning or a protector in disguise. Again, I forgot that was a line in this card. Again, they may have been there to protect you in the past, but that pattern may not be serving you for the best anymore. It challenges you to seek resolution with a part of yourself that blocks a potential pathway to change and encourages you to consider whether or not this change will lead to positivity and growth. To prevail in this clash, all must be laid bare and self-deception cast aside. What you uncover beneath the figure's grisly mask may help you to decide how to move forward. Again, like, it's all about shadow work. This card is just like, literally shadow work and self-reflection. But reminding you to do it in a way that's compassionate and honest but compassionate. We have 4, which is question 1. Yeah. Yes, it is question 1. Okay. Overworld question 1. What changes do you want for yourself? What do you actually want that growth to look like for you? What is the end goal for you in your journey of healing? Question 2. What is still uncertain about the situation, and how do you feel about that uncertainty? 3. What feelings are you trying to ignore? 4. Think about an aspect of your life in which you feel stuck. What feelings emerge when you consider why you feel this way? 5. What feelings would you rather turn away from than confront? So, all useful questions that could also potentially make journaling prompts. Good journaling prompts if you want to journal them. But yeah, so I hope that message helps. Oops. Oh, thank you. And thank you for stopping by. Oh, and thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It is kind of an important question that we so often just kind of like forget to ask ourselves. Is, you know, like, what is the goal of all this? Like, obviously it's to work through some of the traumas and like the not so great, you know, like patterns and limiting beliefs and stuff. I am, yes. um, I got myself some fake press-on nails because it's something that I never really, like, I've never really done for myself, despite, you know, like, wanting to, like, at various points throughout my life. I never just gotten myself, like, any, like, nice fake nails. And, like, treated myself in that way. But, you know, there is value in, you know, like, doing something for yourself that, like, helps you feel pretty. So. I wish my nails were this long. The only nails that ever get close to this length are, because you can kind of see my actual natural nail beneath it. This nail actually comes all the way up to the edge of this one. The only nails that ever get close to this length, because they don't break as often, are my pinky, my ring finger, and my thumb. And like same with these, though, because I'm right-handed, these often break a lot more than like my left hand. And no matter which hand it is, these two fingers on both hands break constantly. So they don't even get anywhere close to being this length. And you can see, like, kind of right there where the natural nail ends on this finger. So I got these, like, the other night. Ordered them, like, the other night and they arrived, like, today. And I put them on after, like, showering today and after, like, prepping my nails. Right? You use these two fingers for, like, everything, man. So these two fingers, no matter which hand, like, they just break all the time, so yeah. So these are, you know, like, still short enough to be comfortable for me. They took a little bit of adjusting, like there was an adjustment period. I literally just put these on, like 20 minutes before, like, I started stream. So, because before streaming, I took a shower and, like, did all the necessary nail prep so that these actually, like, stick to my nails and not just immediately pop off. But yes, they're supposed to be holographic, but in the beauty industry, holographic doesn't really mean holographic. Usually what they mean is iridescent. And these are more iridescent. Like the base color of the nail that you can't really see in this lighting. It's more like, you know, the colors you see in an oil slick? It's like an oil slick chrome pattern with a magnetic finish. Like right down the middle of the nail to kind of give it that like slight shift to the nails. So it's not true holographic, but it's still pretty. It's still very pretty. Alrighty. Okay. It is your turn now, Mabel. Let me just take a drink here real quick. Again. I have water and I have a cup of water, and for something tasty I also have pomegranate soda that I made by mixing pomegranate juice and lemon lime soda. I thought about using club soda or like soda water, but well, I wanted something that had a little bit of sweetness to it because I knew that pomegranate juice would probably be very tart. So just like soda water or, you know, like sparkling water probably wouldn't really be the best mixer. And club soda has like additives in it that would make it more tart and slightly bitter. So I didn't want to add that either. So I just decided on something that was mild, like lemon lime soda. And the flavor, the slight flavor to it does also go pretty well with the pomegranate juice. So it's very tasty. So I've just been sipping on that throughout stream. Slightly tart with just a hint of sweetness. It's good. It is good. It is nice, yes. I got it, I mean, I just got like the pomegranate juice from like Walmart, their own brand. Because it was cheaper than, you know, like Palm, that brand. Their pomegranate juice is expensive for like a smaller bottle. But Walmart's own like generic brand had their own pomegranate juice, so I just decided to get some of that and try it, and it's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. It's tart though, so that's why I wanted to get like a mixer for it. Like a, yeah, something to just lighten it up a little bit and just make it extra tasty. These pomegranates are actually like pretty tart. Haven't had too many pomegranates, but they are tart. Yeah, they are tart. Okay. Alright, Mababa. Let's see. What you need to hear tonight. I am struggling to shuffle a little bit, but it's gotten easier over time. It is, it is. I think I've only ever had it like twice in my life. Okay. I like how these all pretty much just turned out sideways. Thank you, cards. They're just like, nah, we're not just gonna immediately choose a direction. You gotta figure that one out yourself. Alright. Ah, okay. I see. So, the judgment card here is what is really just like kind of catching my eye the most here. Okay. The judgment card here is like here to remind you like you're very close to something big, okay? You're on the precipice of something, okay? And it's a reminder to keep going, keep following those inner calls, okay? And going along with that is the Knight of Coins, which is reminding you to keep taking those practical steps, okay? Keep taking those small practical steps towards working whatever it is that you're working with here, okay? Given the presence of the Two of Cups, I'm going to assume that's making connections of some sort, whether that be like in search of like friendship or like romance. I'm going to assume what that is. Like, that's what that is. But this could also just be about your connection with yourself. And, ooh. I just noticed. Been getting, like, dropped frames, apparently. Because my connection is being weird. It's been a while since it's done this. But this could also just be about like connection to yourself. Let me know, by the way, if you need me to repeat like any of this, because I'm apparently dropping frames like crazy right now. So if you needed me to repeat anything, just let me know, okay? But this could just be about like connection to yourself, because this is in reversal, and so that it might potentially just also be emphasizing that need to just kind of like connect with yourself and like love yourself and show yourself like that like kindness and such here, okay? And like learning to do that for yourself, okay? I don't know if like that's something that you're also working towards. Is, you know, just kind of like working on yourself, working to, you know, like learn to love yourself, I guess. And be more kind and compassionate and gentle with yourself. But yeah. So just keep taking those practical grounded steps, okay? Keep putting work into it, even if it's just like small things, like small steps. Remember that those small steps will build up to something greater, okay? Remember that those small steps will build up to something greater over time. And even if you can't see that progress yet, know that it is still happening. But yeah, just keep following those inner pulls, those inner calls, and yeah. Aw. I'm sorry. I know the feeling, though. I know the feeling. I'm really harsh with myself. Like, all the time. All the time. And I also tend to, like, blow up my, like, mistakes that are just a part of growth and, like, don't really amount to much or mean much. I, like, blow them up, like, out of proportion all the fucking time. And I also let that fear of making mistakes get in my way a lot, which prevents me from actually just kind of, like, doing things that I want to do. Like this! Like, this has been a balance in, like, learning to not let those fears get in my way, and also giving enough time and space for myself. Alright, let's see what this wants to add here. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely apparently highlighting that self-love here, and like that caring for yourself. Because the card we have here is Nourish. Nourish. Oh my gosh. This piece was incredibly difficult at over 65 hours. I saw embroidered feathers in my dreams for weeks. It's ironic that the card about big picture thinking had me hunched over it, focused on the smallest details. A harpy with patchwork wings of all the birds that have come before her perches in your path. You know you cannot pass her without first respectfully listening to the divine wisdom she is ready to bestow upon you. With an owl's gaze, she looks at you, into you, through you. Her vision is that of the bird's eye. She sees the big picture and wants you to as well. Each day can lead to your growth and betterment if you choose it, she says. Nourish yourself by dreaming big. Give yourself that gift. But don't stop dreaming. Plan and then do. Spirit communing section for this says, your ancestors and spirit guides exist outside of the shackles of time, and as a result, they hold infinite wisdom in their messages. They are capable of big picture thinking at a moment's notice. When this card comes to you, they are asking you to trust them, which does go in line with that judgment card. Because the judgment card, again, if you believe in that sort of thing, can often kind of be about, like, calls from the divine. Because on the traditional card, it's like an archangel, like, I believe it's... Who is it? Is it Gabriel? I forget who it is. But on like the traditional cards, it's an archangel. I want to say it's either Raphael or Gabriel. Blowing the trumpet. And it's a call from the divine. It's a call from spirit. So it often ends up being a call from, like, spirit. Like, helping you, like, setting down the breadcrumb trail, essentially. For you. To get you to follow that call, to follow that path, helping lead you in the right direction. When this card comes to you, they are asking that you trust them, dream big, and then most importantly, do the steps. Yeah. Like, the traditional cards do typically have like a bit of like that symbolism and like pull from like elements of like, you know, like Christianity and such, unfortunately. Like, there is still a pretty big influence of Christianity within like spirituality as a whole, and in witchcraft, and the history between witchcraft and Christianity goes back a long fucking time. And I know there are people who are trying to be more mindful about like that influence on like spirituality and like witchcraft, but there is still so much of it just like so deeply steeped into it that often goes unnoticed. Which is why I try to call out those things, those like harmful beliefs that I don't really mesh with. When this card comes to you, they're asking you to trust them, dream big, and then most importantly, do the steps. Which is this card right here. This card right here. Have bravery here because this will test you. Give yourself permission and take to the skies. You could soar if you would only let yourself trust in your wings. Oh yeah, and the reason... I just realized I forgot, like, the context for that, why I brought that up. The, like, using, like, traditionally Christian imagery. It's not just the angels, it's also the part of, like, the bodies coming out of the graves, yes. Because it's that call to, like... It ties into that Christian belief of, you know, like, Judgment Day. Okay. And what happens on Judgment Day. And it's a call, it's essentially the souls being called back to their bodies. And pushing all of that symbolism and, like, removing the influence of Christianity in that, there is a call to action with it. Yes. There is, like, that call from spirit in it. Yes. And there is also that element of rebirth in it. Yes. It's being on the edge of that rebirth, on the precipice of something bigger. The introspection section for this card says, a visualization method. Expand your wings and take flight. As you look down, see the world as the harpy does. Every road, car, and person is ant-sized and complex. Let yourself see all the things you need to do to manifest your dream life laid out below you, like the roads. A map turned to-do list, like words becoming a path. When you feel ready, come back down to rest on Earth. It's time to make that list. Remember, you can visit the heights of harpies whenever you need big picture thinking, and view your own beautiful mapestry, a combination of map and tapestry. View your own beautiful mapestry anytime you wish. For now, best get to work on that list, you eagle-eyed lovely. Try the Let's Do the Thing spread on page 250 for some big picture planning and foolproof action. I'm sorry, my queue is closed for the night. But, I will be doing a closing collective here soon. If you do want to stay around for that, but either way, thank you for stopping by. Alrighty. Let's see. There we go. Oh, we really have the Rogue Underworld again? Okay. This card decided to say hello again. I've had the Rogue card pop out like 3 times tonight. The first one was the Overworld, and this is the Underworld edition for the second time tonight. Rogue. Theme is conflict. Underworld keywords are amusement, confidence, cunning, forgiveness, and impudence. The masked rogue perches on a ledge overlooking a city at night, brandishing an ornate dagger. They raise their other hand to adjust their fox-like face covering, or perhaps to muffle the sound of their laughter. Though the rogue is clad in black, their bright red and gold cloak suggests they want to be seen, so their enemy knows they are hostile. Their mask hides their expression, preventing the viewer from discerning their motivations or feelings. We all wear a mask of a kind, and it's not possible to fully know the inner worlds of others. Some people may dislike you for no apparent reason, or despite your best efforts. From their perch, the rogue reminds us that some solutions require us to step outside our bounds, whether set by ourselves or others. Not all rules are just, and sometimes we must be a little roguish or accept being disliked to do what's right. So this is kind of like bringing that energy of like stepping outside your comfort zone. A little bit. Just a little bit. Growth sometimes unfortunately requires us to do that a little bit. Yeah, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. Confidence? What is that? I don't know the meaning of that word. Sorry. That word doesn't apply to me. Okay, we have 3, which means this is question 1 for you. Yeah. Question 1 for Rogue Underworld is there an area of your life that would benefit from a shakeup? In other words, is there some energy somewhere that needs to be shifted? Something that needs to be done differently? Something that can just use a bit of a fresh perspective. Question 2. Experience breeds confidence. How can you get more experience to help you grow? Question 3. Is there an unconventional solution you have been reluctant to pursue? 4. If you have done something wrong, how can you ensure you never do it again? And 5. Is there an unexpected way to approach your problem? Ah, okay. Are you perhaps living with someone else at the moment and you're just wanting to go off on your own? If so, that might actually be where this one is also coming in a little bit. Okay, that 2 of Cups energy, 2 of Cups reversal energy makes a lot more sense then, yeah. Yeah. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. And it took me a while to get to where I am now. Like, I didn't, like... I lived with my mother until I was, like, 24, 25, and, I'm just, to put it simply, that was not a good environment for me. That's putting it lightly. And then I moved off on my own into, like, a not so great motel room. And I ended up staying there for 7 years. 7.5 years, to be precise, actually. And it wasn't until earlier this year that I actually was finally able to move out of that hellhole. And, you know, finding a place where, you know, my best friend and ex, though I don't really like classing them as an ex because they're technically not. The quote-unquote status has just changed a little bit, technically. But on a fundamental level, nothing has changed between us. There's just certain things that aren't exactly the same as they were before, but yeah. And I'm still currently living on my own because he hasn't moved up here yet, but he will be here soon, actually. But yeah. Yeah. It's complicated, but also at the same time, it's not. If that makes sense. But yeah, like, and like ever since actually like finally getting out of that like shithole, things have been so much better. Though it's taken me a while to just kind of like process things, and I'm still in the process of processing things. Well, overall, like, things are significantly better than they were there. It's actually peaceful here. It's quiet here. Yeah. I also have space, so, you know, yeah. Yeah. So, like, I know what that's like, and just being constantly surrounded by, you know, like, drama and a bunch of fucking bullshit. Ah, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. The Two of Cups reversed makes a lot more sense now. The Two of Cups is about, like, relations to others. The Two of Cups doesn't always have to be romantic, like I said earlier. It can also just be about, like, friends, like, significant connections with friends, and also, you know, like, just... It's about being in relation to others. Yeah. Oh, boy. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Yeah. 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 But yes, I hope things go well for you on that front. Like, I know what it's like to just kind of, you know, not really get much peace. And just constantly being surrounded by drama and bullshit and nonsense. I get that. I feel that. I feel that. So, I do genuinely wish you the best of luck on that. and I hope things start improving for you soon, okay? I hope that things start improving for you soon, and just have faith that they will, okay? Just have faith that they will. Okay? And then do what you can to make that shit happen. Once you know, like, once you get a plan together and you see the way forward. Yeah. Yeah, so I hope that message helps. And thank you for stopping by, and also for joining the queue and letting me like read for you. I've appreciated like having you around and kind of having you as like a and I want to say I don't mean this in like a some, you know, like negative way or anything, but like it's been wonderful just like kind of having you around, and just kind of having you as just kind of like a little cheerleader, just, you know, just kind of like cheering me on like the sidelines there, though not necessarily participating. I've I liked having you here when you stop by, so I do appreciate you being here, and I also appreciate that, you know, that you joined the queue and actually let me read for you. So thank you. Sure. So the second paragraph here for Rogue. From their perch, the rogue reminds us that some solutions require us to step outside our bounds, whether set by ourselves or others. Not all rules are just, and sometimes we must be a little roguish, or accept being disliked to do what's right. And yeah, sometimes doing what's right for yourself is gonna get you disliked by others, but also, as the line before that, like second paragraph says, some people may dislike you for no apparent reason or despite your best efforts. Some people just aren't going to like you anyway. No matter what you do to try to, you know, like, make friends. Make friends with someone, make peace with someone. Some people just aren't really going to like you, no matter what you do. But yeah, I hope that message helps. And thank you again for stopping by. Yep. Sometimes actually, like, standing up for yourself and doing what you know is right for you just requires you to step on some toes. And like some people just, you know, struggle so much with just worrying about like stepping on other people's toes and like upsetting them even in the slightest, that it just kind of keeps them locked in place, stuck, doing what they really, you know, want, because they're worried a little bit too much about the other person, other people involved, and not really doing what's right for them. Of course. Thank you for stopping by. Okay. Let me just take a moment to enjoy my drink here really quick. Alrighty. Okay. And we'll do our closing message here. See what they want to close us out with tonight. Alright. What closing words do you got for us? Okay. Oh. Okay. 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 This one goes sideways, but ultimately wanted to turn upright. Which tells me that's where the emphasis is being placed on this Knight of Wands energy. You have the Knight of Wands, Page of Coins, Knight of Coins, Knight of Coins, Nine of Coins, and Page of Cups reversed. So, what this is essentially telling me here is, specifically with this, like, Knight of Wands energy, is, like, combined with this Page of Cups energy, reversed, like, some issue from the past is just kind of, like, there's some old wound, okay, has, like, been coming up for you here, okay? And, this fear of the past, this wound of the past is just kind of like, and like this fear, it's creating this fear, and this fear is just kind of keeping you small because you're worried about like, you're worried about like finding yourself in this place again, okay? like being in that place of pain again and just kind of, you know, like experiencing that pain all over again, that the situation is just going to turn into that situation from the past, okay? And it's going to end up in the same outcome. And so that fear is kind of keeping you small, okay? That fear is keeping you small. And that Knight of Wands, the reason why that Knight of Wands ended up in the upright position is because it's asking you to be bold, be brave, okay? Be bold, be brave, don't let that fear keep you small, okay? Because you deserve this, okay? You deserve this, where the fruits of your labor are paying off, where the seeds you've been planting, you get to experience the abundance from them. You get to harvest the rewards from the seeds you've been planting and experience the abundance that has to bring, where you get to experience what you've been working towards all this time, okay? It's something you deserve. You deserve those good things, okay? You deserve to have that work pay off for you, for things to work out well for you, without this wound of the past just kind of, you know, getting in your way. So, there's a fresh start here on the horizon, okay? This Page of Coins energy is bringing a fresh start. There's a fresh start on the horizon, okay? You can start over with a clean slate. Things will be okay. Alright? Embrace that fresh energy. Embrace that new energy, okay? And keep taking those grounded, practical steps. Keep setting up that plan. Keep working towards those things. Keep taking those practical steps, those grounded steps towards this. Towards this Nine of Coins energy. Okay? Don't let that fear, don't let that old wound, that fear of a past pain resurfacing, don't let that get in your way, okay? And also, don't shove away those emotions that you're experiencing, okay? Don't shove them away. Sit with them, let them be. Don't bottle them. Don't try to push them away, okay? Our first card here is home. Since they decided to give us extra cards anyway, I decided to draw 2. So, we have home, and we have adventure. Okay. Home. This is an original bead embroidery by my grandma, made in December of 1975. As I didn't make this piece myself, I can't explain the intentions behind it, but I can tell you a bit about her. Brenda Cadau loved people and their stories. That's a nice way of saying she was nosy. And she found... I love that they included that little note there, that's funny. And she found herself chatting to eccentric people everywhere she went. She was a voracious reader and sparkled with curiosity, never losing her love for life. Brenda had a scattered childhood and and was orphaned. She was passed around her extended family. Thank you for the reminder to hydrate and stretch. Thank you. To me, she expressed that she felt unwanted as a child, and that this stoked within her a desire to create a family of her own that she could love. It gave her hope knowing that one day her own family would be better, would be her home. She died on the 31st of January 2015, and she is missed and remembered every single day. I light a candle at my altar for all my ancestors, but especially for my grandma, Brenda. This card says, please remember it is okay to not know or have access to your ancestry. Remember all the witches that came before us. They are our ancestors too, and you can call on this welcoming and accepting community for help and guidance anytime. Okay, so spirit communing section for this says, be proud of your ancestors and your heritage. Wherever you are from in the world, celebrate that uniqueness. Create a special place for your ancestors and honor them daily with a lit candle and a moment of thought. Remember the good times spent together over the dinner table, the games played, the jokes and stories told. Keep those memories alive and allow them to warm your home and your heart now. Honor them with the ritual on page 201. The introspection section for this says, have you researched your heritage? Do you know where your ancestors hail from? Consider building a practice that allows you to honor all the people who came before you and allow you to be here as you are today. Be the glue for your current family, holding the past and present together, and keep records for the future generations to come. After all, you are an ancestor in the making. So, especially that, like, section about, like, the whole part about, like, feeling unwanted and stuff, and, like, those issues from childhood is definitely very much going in line with that Page of Cups reversal energy. That part of this home card hits a little close to home for me, especially. What this card right now is just kind of saying to me is we're all kind of products of our environments. Literally the physical environments that we grew up in, the society that we grew up in, the parents that raised us, and the way that their parents and all of their parents going backwards raised them in turn. Our parents are a result of their parents, like the conditioning built into them by their parents, and so on and so forth. Okay? That doesn't mean that we can't break out of these cycles and release those old wounds within ourselves, okay? And heal those old wounds within ourselves. Okay? We can choose something different. We can break free of those old patterns. And as I said earlier with someone else, those old patterns once served to protect you. In most cases, it was a defense mechanism. It served to protect you. But you do have to remember that by now you've probably outgrown that. And it's no longer serving you for the best anymore. And stepping out of your comfort zone and past those old patterning, past those old beliefs and that old patterning, is a necessary step of growth. It's a necessary part of growth, okay? And then we have the adventure card here. A skull-bedecked gate meets you on the path. It's daunting at first, and you want to turn back. But you see a beautiful butterfly key, which fits perfectly in the door. It rests on your finger, a gentle invitation. This card is all about having the courage to say yes. Going very in line with that Knight of Wands energy. Listen, my lovely, you gotta take that key, open that gate, and explore the mysterious world beyond. In life, we are warned to be cautious about taking adventures and being reckless, but we need to learn to trust ourselves so that we can face whatever comes. In this situation, the time is right. Take the leap of faith. The other side of those gates is a huge life that's sparkling and welcoming you in. Please don't let fear make you say no. A fearful no leads to a small life that suffocates us. Live big. That goes so well with that fucking Knight of Wands energy and exactly what I said about that Knight of Wands energy. Spirit communing section for this card says your spirit guides and ancestors have looked ahead and can see the path is clear and safe for you. This is the yes that leads to change. Yes to the promotion. Yes to moving to a new city. Yes to a date. This card says don't let fear keep your life small. If there are genuine reasons not to proceed, then by all means follow those. However, if fear is the only reason, it's not a valid one and we're not allowing it, thanks. Open the gates and expand your world. You'll be rewarded for your yes actions, so make sure to take them. Because you can't have adventure without action, can you? The introspection section for this card says, we cannot see what lies beyond the gate. Will it be good or bad? We can't tell. We only have our feelings and instincts to go by. The adventure card reassures you that this is a journey you want and need to take. You just have to be brave enough to take that first step. You do not need to envision every single step of the path in order to take the first step. True. You don't gotta have everything figured out. That is rarely ever the case. And I'm not really sure that we can have everything figured out, man. I'm not sure that's actually a thing that exists. You do not need to envision every single step of the path in order to take the first step. Let it unfold before your eyes as you walk. Will you let fear keep you rooted to the spot, or will you grasp the key and go through the gate to meet your destiny? Try the Let's Do the Thing spread on page 250 for a gentle self-nudge. That goes... Both of those go so well with that reading. Especially this one. This one is especially highlighting this. And about letting that, like, fear... The whole thing of, like, fear keeping you small and being bold and brave and adventurous. Okay, hello. Key Underworld. It's interesting that this card mentioned a key to the gate as well, and then we get the key card. Okay. Key. Theme is perseverance, and underworld keywords are approval, effort, labor, obstinacy, and purpose. The blacksmith forges a golden key in the core of her workshop. Amidst the unbearable heat, she takes a moment to focus and recenter herself, as she raises her hammer for one final strike. Though the flames surround her, they do not burn her, and her determination helps her finish the task at hand. She knows that soon she can leave the forge and take her creation with her, having made having what she needs to move forward. Or having made what she needs to move forward. I did read that correctly. Goodness. The key glows brighter than the flames, symbolizing the ability to outshine and overpower adversity. Though you may not have a magic weapon at your side, there are other ways to forge the key you need. Going very in line with this, actually. I'm a little bit with that. Alrighty. And let's see what question you want to highlight here. That is a 14. Is that question... It's question 4, I believe, right? That is question 4. Yes. Alrighty. Question 4 of Underworld. What helps you focus, and how can you apply that to this problem? So, what do you need to be able to focus more clearly on this specific thing? Okay. Question 1, how can you make what you need for yourself? Question 2, which I feel definitely goes in line with like one of the earlier messages that we had. I want to say it was the first collective we had, in fact, and does go in line a little bit with this. How can you make the best use of your resources? In other words, where are those resources best put to use? Where's that energy, that time best put to use? That was like the message, the core message of like the first collective earlier. 3, how can you reignite your motivation when you are thinking of giving up? Also a good question. 4, what helps you focus and how can you apply that to this problem? And 5, also an important question, because you can't always be on and always pushing forward and making progress towards things. What can you make time for? When can you make time for yourself to rest? Because you gotta rest. You can't always be pushing forward and giving it your all. You also need to take time to rest. Rest and action are both very important parts of working towards a goal, and important parts of manifestation and making progress. Okay, so I hope that message helps for whoever may have needed to hear it. I know that one was definitely... Oh, that one was definitely a bit of a call out for me. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. And unfortunately with that, it is time for me to wrap up and call it here, so that I can go take care of myself and go get some food, because I'm starting to get very hungry. Starting to get very hungry again. So, need to take care of myself, start winding down for the night, and yeah. Probably go do something fun, like playing more Guitar Hero. Or maybe just watching something, I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I haven't even decided on what I want to go get to eat. So, perfect timing for that question. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I gotta go drag myself out to the kitchen, I guess, and just go kind of see what the situation is and what I really want to eat right now. So, it's okay. I'll find something. But thank you all for stopping by. Whether you joined the queue, talked in chat, or just lurked, I appreciate you sharing your time with me. I hope to see you all again soon, but bye for now. And there's my stomach growling.